Howdy, hi. This is Teardrop Sports WNBA and NBA picks and predictions for Sunday, May 17th, 2026. We're looking at every single game of the day. Let's get into the video. All right, first thing we have to take a gander at is the previous day's results from Friday night. We went 6-4, bringing our season record to 31-31. I am down a unit betting the W. You see the graph in the middle of the screen. You yourself can also get yourself a nice graph in the middle of the screen, tailored to your own bets. You can odd shop for the best lines. Check it out. You get a free $3 when you download using the link in the description. In link, the sportsbook, all for free. Send your Venmo or PayPal. Also brought to you by Kalshi. Maybe you cannot bet the WNBA because the state you live in is confused and does not enjoy entertainment. Kalshi's got you covered. Legal in all 50 states. You can trade $10, get $10 for free. Helps the channel a bunch. If you click the link, check it out. So I appreciate it if you do. Nobody gets added to or taken off of the banned list. Everyone there is still deserving. The only team I was questioning maybe putting on there was the Fever, but I don't think so. I think the Fever are just really bad. So I'm going to keep them off the ban list, and we will just fade them blindly for a long time. So recapping the previous day's results, we did Connecticut Sun, Las Vegas Aces over 170.5. That one hits. That lands at 195. Connecticut Sun did make a lineup change. Haley Van Lith is now your starting point guard. She popped off, going for 17 points, 1 rebound, 4 assists, 7 of 11 from the field. You had Gianna Neepkins, who's a rookie. She started. Diamond Miller, Kennedy Burke, and Aaliyah Edwards at center. Off the bench, Sanaya Rivers, 14 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists. Anissa Morrow, double-double. Ledger Walker, 10 points, 1 rebound, 4 assists. This is your starting five, but instead of Aaliyah Edwards at center, once they get Brittany Griner back, you stick her in the center position, you kick out Kennedy Burke, and then you put Aaliyah Edwards there. That is your starting five. 0 questions. Maybe Anissa Morrow for Diamond Miller. That's the only maybe. That is it. That has to be your starting five moving forward. With the Mystics plus 9.5, they win outright at the Indiana Fever in overtime, 104-102. That was a crazy game. Kelsey Mitchell hits a 3-pointer with like 2 seconds left to send it to OT. Mercury minus 4.5. They messed around this entire game. They got lucky to cover this. They win 91-83 was the final score. AT goes for 18-11 and 6. They won the rebound battle, won the turnover battle, won the game by 8. Then with the tempo plus 7.5 and the over of 171.5. Both of these hit tempo 95, Sparks 99. The tempo actually outplayed them. They just couldn't hit a shot. They win the rebound battle. They win the turnover battle. The Sparks just shot 64% from the field. Kind of wild. Then we had Kiki Iriafen, points and rebounds over 24.5. She destroyed Indiana. She went for 25 points, 13 rebounds. That is 38. And the losers be the Aces minus 17.5. With the new iteration of the Sun, I would not have laid 17.5 if I would have known that was their starting five. That team is not horrible. Their old starting lineup, 100% 17.5 point worthy. That starting lineup, no, not at all. So going forward, we might be betting the Sun once they finally win a game. We had the under in the Fever game. That was no good. Too slow, too fast pace of the game, and it went to overtime, so that stood no shot. We also had the under in the Mercury game. That means the overs today, or the previous day, went 4-0. Once again, why am I betting unders? I don't know. And then finally, Marina Mabrey did not hit her PR. She only played 21 minutes in the game. She went 3 of 10 from the field, 1 of 6 from deep with 3 turnovers and 3 personal fouls. You saw Kiki Rice off the bench get more minutes than her. Laura Juscati, whoever her name is, she got more minutes than her. And then Brittany Sykes, 27 points, 4 rebounds, and 10 assists. So was not a good day to be Moreno. All right, that's the recap. Get on to the picks for tomorrow. All right, first game of the day is actually the best game of the day. Give me the Aces catching plus 104 on the money line at the Dream. Also, give me the under of 172.5. Vegas starting five, Gray, Young, Talbot, Smith, and Asia. Dream starting five, Canada, Gray, Howard, Hillman, and Reese. This is by far the best game of the day. The Aces are coming off of back-to-back road games at the Sun. So, yes, they've played 3 road games in a row, but in reality, have they played 3 road games in a row? Not really. They just traveled to a casino up in Connecticut that's going to be closing soon. Played a little bit of basketball, but never really threatened to lose either game. So it was just a mini vacation to the Northeast. The Aces are 3-1 on the year. Their only loss came on opening night where they looked horrible against Phoenix. Their advantage here in the front court is going to be massive with Nalissa Smith and Asia going up against Hillman and Reese. That is going to be a massive advantage for Las Vegas, excuse me. The backcourt, I think, is kind of a push with Canada, Gray, and Howard up against Gray, Young, and Talbot. Don't love the Young versus Gray matchup. I think she's going to struggle there, but every other position I feel pretty good against. The Dream, this is their home opener, weirdly enough. Their previous 2 games are wins at Minnesota and at Dallas. They looked pretty solid. Outside scoring from Gray and Howard, with Angel grabbing all the boards. That's basically all their offense. I don't see how they're going to stop Asia and Alyssa down low. I think the Dream struggle. I will take the Vegas Aces plus 104 on the money line. All right, next game. This one has to be not only a win for the Indiana Fever, this has to be a smash spot. I'm talking a beatdown to ungodly proportions against the Seattle Storm. I will take Indiana, laying the 11.5. I will take the over 175.5. Storm starting 5, Heidemann, Flau'jae, Horston, Dom, and Dolson. Fever starting 5, Clark, Mitchell, Sophie Cunningham. Even though I don't know why they're starting her, she gives them no offensive production. I'd almost rather see Lexi Hall in the starting 5 and then Cunningham coming off the bench than Monique Billings and Aaliyah Boston. So, 2 teams, 0 defense. These 2 teams right here. My geez, this is bad. Pretty tough road spot for the Storm as well. They started off the season at home, then they traveled to Connecticut, then they were in Toronto, and now they're in Indiana. 3rd road game in a row to start the year. Kind of tough. They are 1-2 on the season, lost to the Valkyries and the Tempo. Then they beat the Sun by 7, but that's not a real win because that is not a real team they played. The only problem I see for Indiana is stopping Dominique Malonga, but the best person at stopping Dom is herself because she will have 3 fouls 12 minutes into the game, and then she will have to be sat for the final 6 minutes of the first half. So that is going to be her problem. Steph Dolson can't move. She don't play no defense. Flau'jae's not even 2 weeks into being in the W. Horston, I don't think, is a real starter in the WNBA either. And then Natisha Heidemann should be coming off the bench. She's a fantastic backup point guard. I do not think she is an actual 1 for a team. I do not think you can get away with that. The Fever, they have lost both of their first 2 games at home. They just lost outright to the Mystics. In the previous game, they lost to the Wings. They have allowed both of their opponents, granted one being in overtime, to score over 100 points. If you can't beat the Storm by 12 or more at home after losing your previous 2 home games, I don't know what you're doing. Give me the Fever. Give me the over. All right, then the next game we're going to fade Chicago on their 4th road game in a row. I will take Minnesota at home laying 4.5. I will take the over 169.5. Chicago starting 5, Diggins, Sheldon, Jaquez, Jackson, and Cardoso. Link starting 5, Miles, Williams, McBride, Coffey, and Howard. The Sky are still the only team in the WNBA yet to play a home game. That's just horrible scheduling. I mean, how do you start a team on the road for the first 2 weeks of the year? There's only, how many teams are there in the W? 15? Why are you making the Sky go across the country 4 times? Give them a home game. It's not tough. I don't know why they're doing it. Makes no sense. So, despite them not having a home game yet, they're currently 2-1. They have road wins at the Valkyries and at the Seattle Storm. Or no, it's at the Portland Fire. Who did they beat week 1? I forget. Either way, they do play at a very slow pace. It is the 2nd slowest pace in the W. Massive size advantage with Cardoso. But other than that, they really don't have much size. They have Elizabeth Williams coming off the bench. Don't think she's going to really be too much of a threat to Natasha Howard or the Lynx 5 coming off the bench as well. Chicago Sky going to look to muddy up this game. The Lynx don't mind getting muddy. You have a bunch of dogs. Courtney Williams, dog. McBride, dog. Natasha Howard might be the biggest dog in the WNBA. Love her. And then Miles, their true rookie. She looks fantastic. Probably one of the top 5 point guard in the W currently. The Lynx, their first home game, they lost by 1 point to Atlanta. So I can almost guarantee you they're going to want to get this one by a lot. They're coming off of back-to-back road wins at the Mercury by 4, at the Wings by 4. Love what they're getting from Miles. A little bit underwhelming from McBride and Williams so far this year. I expect them to get that back up now that they're at home. I will lay it and take the over. All right, then the final game is a game we just saw, the Toronto Tempo staying in Los Angeles, taking on the Sparks once again. I'm going to run it back. Same 2 bets. Give me the Tempo plus 7.5. Give me the over, 174.5. Toronto starting 5, Allemand, Sykes, Mabry, Sabally, Milic. Sparks starting 5, Plum, Wheeler, Burrell, Ogumake, and Hamby. Final score of the previous game, 99-95. The pace was quick. Maybe not as quick as one would have expected with the Sparks, but the Sparks didn't play well despite winning. The Tempo got up over 80 shots. There's 14 more shots than the Sparks. They just couldn't really hit anything. The Tempo won the rebound battle 10-2. They won the turnover battle 14-16. The Sparks just shot 64% from the field, 20 free throws to go along with that. The main 2 culprits: 1, quit fouling Kelsey Plum. 2, quit fouling Neko Ogumake. If you can figure out how to do those 2 things, you stand a pretty good shot to actually beat them outright. The Sparks, they still don't know how to play defense. I don't know what it is with Lynn Roberts and just not coaching her team on how to actually stand in front of someone or grab a rebound or do anything defensively. It's not good. They've given up 105, 87, and 95 points so far this year. All of those have been at home. Cameron Brink off the bench, supposed to be this fantastic defensive center. So far, when she is on the court, they are negative 36 as a team. Negative 36 with her on the court. It's getting to the point where you almost cannot play her because she doesn't give you anything offensively. And if she's also giving you nothing on the defense, why is she playing? It reminds me of George Niang with the Cavaliers. It's like, all right, if he's not hitting the corner 3, what is he doing on the court? I don't know. And we paid him a ton of money, and he was horrible. So I'm going to take the Tempo plus 7.5. I will also take the over. All right, then we got 2 player props, both on Outlier. You can check it out. 2-week free trial in the description below. No nonsense, no hassle. You can give that a look. Supports the channel a bunch. You get access to all of these fantastic graphs. You can check out props, get the best lines, do everything you could possibly imagine when it comes to sports. Give it a check out. First one, Olivia Miles. I talked about her a bit when I was betting the Minnesota Lynx. I think she's one of the best point guards in the league. She is by far and away currently the best rookie. I'm going to take her PR over 20.5. She's only hit this in 1 out of her first 3 games. But you have to remember, true rookie point guard. And she did hit it her first game at home against Atlanta. She went for 24 PR. Then on the road at Phoenix against a very veteran team, she went for 19. Then on the road at Dallas, she went for 17. Those are 2 of the toughest environments to play. She is back home, making her second start in Minnesota against a defense who I don't think is any good in Chicago. I think she pops off. I will take Olivia Miles over 20.5. All right, then the next one, we're actually going to go with an under. Give me Ryan Howard under 21.5 PR. She's missed this in both of her first 2 games, and I think she's played worse defenses. At Minnesota, she landed on 21, and her team scored over 90 points that game. So it's not like there was a low-scoring game and there just wasn't much going on. Fast game, lots of action, lots of points, not coming from Ryan Howard. Also, the rebounds. You're just simply not going to get many rebounds when you have Angel Reese on your team. She kind of gets them all, so I'm not too concerned about that. It's mostly points. And then at Dallas, a defense that I think is significantly worse than Las Vegas, she only got 17. Now she's going up against Asia Wilson, Nolissa Smith, Talbot. Jackie Young's a very feisty defender. The only one who I don't think is good at defense is Chelsea Gray, and she's not going to be on her because Chelsea's at point. So this should be a great matchup for the Aces. I think Ryan Howard struggles. I will take her under 21.5 PR. All right, and then finally, it's Cleveland. The time has come. Cleveland has played, well, this will be 14 games in the first two series. That is back-to-back 7 games. Even if we win somehow at Detroit and we move on to the ECF, we're probably going to get smashed. There's just so much basketball that has been played. So that is LeBron looking at J.R. Smith in that classic game in Golden State where J.R. gets the rebound and just stands there as the clock goes down. And LeBron's like, dude, you're an idiot. A complete buffoon. It's like, yes, LeBron, we know. We know. All right, that is it for me in this video. I appreciate you guys watching and tuning in. I will catch you in the next one. Peace.